As the U.S. faces new threats from a nuclear North Korea and a huge array of challenges in the region, President Trump's trip to Asia will make history, no doubt. And with that in mind, we went to a place that history has etched into the American consciousness, Pearl Harbor, where more than 2,000 Americans lost their lives over 75 years ago.
Pearl Harbor is almost, it isn't almost, it is. It's a failure of diplomacy. And when that diplomacy failed, two nations went to war. Today we observe Pearl Harbor for all its lessons. Sacrifices.
Take us through, if you could, Daniel, that morning. Put us back in that moment.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
That whole idea of the attack on Pearl Harbor is kind of inaccurate. It was the attack on Oahu. This entire island was under attack. Within 15 minutes, air power in Hawaii ceased to exist. It's crippled. But the next target, after the airfields are secured at Wheeler and Bellows and Hickam and Eva and Kaneohe Bay, they hit Pearl Harbor. Imagine the torpedo planes coming across this water at 30 feet, headed towards the battleships, of which 7 are lined up along Battleship Row.
Talk to me about the Arizona specifically. What the men were doing on the ship at that moment.
You had a ship that was very much alive. At 8 o'clock, the colors go up. The Star-Spangled Banner is being played, and suddenly planes come sweeping in. Horizontal bombers flying at an altitude of about 10,000 feet are now attacking. One of those bombs went into the forward magazines of the Arizona and exploded nearly 1 million pounds of explosives. The ship literally lifted out of the water. The bow cleared. She broke literally in half there. The fracture is still there and sank down. And in that searing moment, 1,177 officers, sailors, and Marines were either vaporized or incinerated by the explosion.
That ship is still resting at the bottom of
She is, and she is now war grave for over 900 of her crew. She is a tomb and now a reef. Out of all of this death comes new life. When it's all said and done, 21 vessels have been sunk or damaged. Hundreds of airplanes either damaged or destroyed, and America has suffered its greatest defeat.
You've witnessed 4 presidents. What happens to them when they are there?
Presidents have left behind great speeches.
I have no rancor in my heart towards Germany or Japan. This is no time for recrimination. World War II is over. It is history. We won. We crushed totalitarianism, and when that was done, we helped our enemies give birth to democracy.
Today, both Americans and Japanese meet here in peace to remember a time of war. The visit of President Obama and Prime Minister Abe is part of the grand tradition of the Commander-in-Chief coming here. It took 75 years for that to happen.
President Trump, tomorrow night, you'll be there when he walks out to place the wreath. And to visit the memorial and to take it all in. He'll ask questions. What will it be like?
Every president is different, and every president has their kind of pet questions, something they want to know, and hopefully I'll be able to support that.
Our thanks to Daniel Martinez, who gave us a wonderful tour there today. You know, there were 38 members of the USS Arizona who were brothers, pairs of brothers, and one of them, who has recently passed away, will be interred there on December the 5th to rejoin his brother. It is a beautiful ceremony. It's something 44 members of the who survived Pearl Harbor have taken advantage of after their deaths. Their families come here, and their urn is taken down, and they are put underneath the ship, buried with their fellow crew members. It's a beautiful, moving place.